I'm Ryan, and I help you succeed and be happy. And today's episode is actually going to be for two different types of people. One for those nice guys that have a tendency to finish last in love and relationships. And two, the people or the friends or the significant others of the nice guys that want to better understand who these nice guys are and why they are the way they are. This topic is near and dear to my heart because I am actually a recovering nice guy. I just read this book. This is the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. Highly recommend it, even for women that know nice guys in their life. But this book is near and dear to me. I read this just a couple months ago, or listened to the Audible book, and really enjoyed it, and helped me see some of the tendencies of a nice guy that I have in my life, and how to turn those around and make them more productive. What is being a nice guy? So the nice guy is the type of guy that wants to give, and sometimes try to fix problems. So they want to give to others. They want to fix their problems even when people aren't even really asking for it. And on the surface, it doesn't seem like that's something that's very harmful. However, we're going to go a little bit more into why that is a negative thing for them and for their relationships. The nice guy really has a tendency to be really unhappy deep down, and they have a tendency to not really be very successful in love and relationships because of their nice guy tendencies. So why are you a nice guy? So there's a couple different reasons. From a young age, like maybe kids from 0 to age 6 are very egocentric, meaning they feel that the entire world revolves around them. And it kind of does in a sense, because kids are incredibly needy. You know, they cannot depend on them. They do not know how to depend on themselves. They need a caretaker, usually a mother, to help take care of them. And so what happens is the kids, when they don't get their needs met, because they're so egocentric, they assume, oh, I must have did something wrong, or hey, there's something wrong with me that I didn't get my needs met. So an example would be, let's say you're hungry as a baby and you're crying, and you're not being fed. In your head, you're assuming, oh, well, something must be wrong with me. I must have done something wrong that I'm not being fed. Same goes for any other situation where maybe you're a kid and you're upset and you don't have your needs met. Your parent, especially maybe your mother, doesn't come and console you while you're upset. Then again, you assume, oh, there's something wrong with me. What did I do? Why am I not getting my need met? So eventually this turns into an underlying belief or an assumption within yourself that, hey, I must not be lovable because I'm not getting my needs met from my parents. Again, that egocentric mindset comes in and says, okay, well, because I'm not getting my needs met, I must be unlovable. And then you just go through life until you really reflect on this. You go through life to thinking that you're just unlovable. This leads kids to feel like, okay, well, I must please other people in order to be loved. That's just some sort of assumption that you come to when you're a kid is, okay, if I please women, if I please people, they will love me, they will like me. And anytime I don't do that, they will not like me. Other than each person's parental experience growing up, there are some other factors that led to such a rise in the nice guy mentality over the last several years. So especially since World War II. So prior to World War II, a lot of boys were spending a lot more time with their fathers on the farms, spending all day, helping out with the chores and such. And so that was really a great opportunity for those boys to learn how to be men. They're by their masculine father figure. However, since World War II, a lot more men were going off into the war, and so those fathers were not around a lot more, leaving the mother there to try to teach the boy how to be a man, something that they're really not going to be equipped for, just like a father is not really going to be equipped to teach a girl how to be a woman. Now, another factor that contributed to the rise of nice guys is the education system. Since World War II, kids are spending most of their day at school, and who's at school? Mostly in the power figure, it would be women. Much more women are teachers and counselors and maybe even principals as well. And so, while that's not a bad thing in itself, it's just another experience where boys are spending most of their day surrounded by women as opposed to maybe opportunities to be around more masculine males. Another factor that played a role in this is the feminism movement, which really brought on a lot more shame of men and men having the typical male qualities. Thus, you have this boy that is surrounded by their father figure, much less, in a society that is, has a tendency to shame men, or has a lot more shame towards men than, prior generations. And then you also have men or boys that are being surrounded by women throughout the day. So again, less opportunity to find other masculine male figures. So no wonder there is a huge influx of nice guys in the world since World War II. Now, having said that, so you can feel maybe a little bit better that if you are a nice guy or you suffer from the nice guy syndrome that we're going to be talking about, it's not completely your fault. Now, that doesn't say blame society. It's society's fault. We stop there. We just be resentful of it. This is where we have this opportunity to learn from this and better ourselves and think about, okay, well, I want to give up these negative nice guy tendencies. Maybe keep the good things, but the negative side of being a nice guy, let's go ahead and work on this and be a better man. So why is it bad to be a nice guy? So at their core, nice guys do not feel lovable. They feel like they need to please other people in order to have their needs met. They feel like they have to be nice guys in order to make friends or be successful in relationships, especially with women. This often results in people pleasing or caretaking. So if you have a tendency to do those things, especially with women, if you're interested in women and you have a tendency to do that with women, you may be a nice guy. So one of the things the book talks about is this thing called covert contracts. And so this is often a thing that a nice guy does, is when they are trying to please the needs of somebody else, or they're trying to do something for somebody else, like a friend, or especially an interested female partner. What they're doing is they're going out of their way to do something for them, but there's this covert contract that they're subconsciously trying to do something for somebody else. Now in their head, they're thinking, okay, well, if I'm nice to this person, I do this thing for them, I make them happy, they're going to give me what I want, whether that's love, sex, validation, whatever. Now, meanwhile, of course, the other person has no idea this is really going on. So you're entering in a lot of these covert contracts, like say, if you're in a relationship and you say, oh, I love you to your female partner, but the reason why you're saying that is not from a place of abundance, but from a place where you want to hear it back. That'd be an example of a covert contract. You're saying you're doing something in order to receive something back. Nice guy's self-worth is predominantly based off of the validation of women as well. So the nice guy will do anything to make a woman happy because their self-worth is, okay, well, if this woman's unhappy and I make her happy, I'm going to get some extra validation. I'm going to be like, okay, I have more self-worth now because I'm able to make this person that I worship and cherish happier. Now, meanwhile, if that woman is unhappy, your mood as a nice guy often is reflective of their mood. So if they're unhappy, you're unhappy, and you're going to try to do whatever you can to make them happy and build up your own happiness and self-worth, which is obviously very unhealthy. Nice guys often avoid conflict. This can be with friends or within a relationship, but a nice guy just feels like, okay, well, if I don't rock the boat, people will like me. I really get scared that if I say something that could cause some conflict or enter into conflict, then people are going to abandon me, people are no longer going to like me, and then life is over. However, we know in life that conflicts are inevitable, and sometimes they can be pretty productive. A lot of times they can be pretty productive. So, one big negative is if you are somebody that avoids conflict, just recognize that conflict is a part of life. When you don't enter into the conflict, you can't find the resolution. And so then your conflict just boils over, it builds up within inside of you, and then you never get the resolution, and then it eventually explodes into something that it doesn't really need to be. Nice guys are also very dishonest. Again, they do not want to rock the boat. They're worried about people liking them. So they often just say what they think other people want to hear or do what they think other people want them to do just to make others happy. So really that's a form of dishonesty, of not really speaking their truth and really being who they really are in front of other people because they're scared to be themselves in front of other people. And here is really the big reason, probably a reason why for those of you nice guys that are out there watching this video really want to know is this is why nice guys really finish last. Women don't actually want to be with a needy, manipulative, nice guy they have a tendency to be those nice guys have a tendency to be very wimpy. And so that's actually not what most women are attracted to. Women are attracted to men that know how to meet their needs, that are honest, that know that they're imperfect human beings and are willing to be vulnerable and show that side of them, something that nice guys really just do not do very well. So if you are a nice guy and you have that tendency to not attract women, think about those scenarios where you're giving off that neediness and feeling like, oh, hey, I'm worshiping you, I'm doing everything you need. But really, women are pretty savvy and pretty intelligent and really intuitive to recognize that and say, okay, well, he's kind of being a little shady. He's doing something for me, but I know he's probably doing that because he wants something from me. And then, women can't really trust you for that. What can you do about being a nice guy? Doesn't mean, okay, just be a dick to women or be a dick to everybody. So the 3 highlights that I will call out from the book about how to stop being a nice guy that are really going to help you. And 1, learn how to meet your needs first. 2, really love yourself and accept yourself for who you are. All your imperfections, your flaws, all those good things. We're all imperfect human beings. We all have those things. Accept those things. And then 3 is be your true self in the world. The book offers a ton of awesome activities you can do to help solve this. I'm going to highlight a couple of them that I really like. The first one is to journal out situations where you're seeking approval from other people. So when you're in that situation where you're with a woman or with friends, try to be mindful and like, okay, hey, I'm doing this to seek approval from somebody, and then kind of stop yourself and say, okay, well, why am I doing that? So that's a really fantastic thing to journal out, get on paper so that you can see those things and get it out of your head. Something about just journaling and getting it on paper just makes things more real. So I definitely encourage you guys to journal that out or type it out, whatever means it just gets it out of your head and sees it. It makes it more real. So step 2 is you can make more guy friends and start confiding in more men. I know for me, I've had a tendency to make more female friends, but it's really better actually to learn from other guys. Try to make more masculine guy friends, and that's a way to learn from them as well, especially if you didn't have that opportunity to learn how to be a masculine man growing up. Whether, again, through society, through this education system, through your parental situation growing up. And one of the keys is to stop trying to be unlike men. Focus on those positive qualities of being a man. Don't try to separate yourself from those. So try to be the man that you truly are is really the essence of it. And the final thing is be more vulnerable. Be more vulnerable with your friends and in your new support system with your other guys as well. Nice guys, to affirm your journey, comment below and say, no more Mr. Nice Guy. This is going to be really important for your journey of no longer having those negative nice guy tendencies, to affirm that with the world. And I'm also here to help support you guys. So in the description below, there is my website, and you can reach out via email or start my coaching services. I'm happy to help support you in your journey on this. Otherwise, if you did find any value from this video, please like and subscribe to the video. Otherwise, stay awesome, and I love you.